Sending some light codes your way. Get the beam me up, Scotty. Ooh, look at the beams. Look, okay, there go the purple light. There go the purple light. Light codes to you all. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturn and sextile with Pluto today. I'm sharing some of that light with you. I'm doing a quick tap in. Let me double up on the live real quick while you catch your codes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Live, live, live. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturn sextile Pluto day. For those who are not aware, I'm tuning in to tune up real quick with some live light codes. Not for y'all. I can only work one camera at a time. There's a lot of things that's been happening. Just sharing a little bit of what I could, because I don't really come on, Facebook anymore. But my tubies, y'all getting all the light codes right now. There are some things that are happening in 5D. Let me turn it around. Let me speak to y'all for a minute. It's real quick, and then I'll be right back on the tick of the talk on this cosmic clock as the planets align all around, and it just don't stop. Anyhow, what is happening? Let me speak to my 144, chosen of the chosen of the chosen few. Those of us generational curse breakers, karmic loop breakers. There's a reason why a lot of you are feeling, you know who I'm talking about, are feeling the exhaustion, are feeling the liberation. It's like a mix of feelings. There's a liberation because we're on the brink of it. We could see it, we could feel it, we could taste it. There's the exhaustion of what we have just been through in recognizing this Saturn in sextile, by the way, sextile with Pluto is an accountability for all the revelations that we have been exposed to, right? Through our trials, our recent experiences. It's all that we have been seen and shown, and now it's time to have ability to hold account for what we have been seeing. That's the pull that a lot of us are feeling right now. Some of it may feel like grief because there's a loss, because you really feel like this is it. This is lost cause. Lost, not that all hope is gone or lost, but for us, I want to say the hope that we held on to, the cause that we wanted to look at and believe in a certain type of way, it's not that. So that's the loss. We have to lose that perspective, and now the true perspective is being implanted right now. So gain your truth wings, so to speak, from what that is. And for a lot of us, it has to do with families, and I'm gonna talk more about it. I'll probably go more deep into it tomorrow. I just wanted to touch base because it's really been heavy on my mind. I've been seeing a lot of videos or coming into clips of those who are bringing the exposure to the dysfunctions in the bloodline. I'm speaking to those particular energies that we have been seeing, and it's not to fight with it, because we wrestle not against flesh and blood. It is about principalities, and we're recognizing them, and many may not. And be prepared. What I want to say to a lot of us, be prepared to be the villain. Be okay with it, and be prepared to be the villain, because they will villainize you, whether they do it out loudly or consciously or unconsciously, subconsciously, in the depths of their soul. You will be the villain to the truths that they choose not to behold. This is not the time to bury things under the rug. This is not the time to put things under the blood, as they like to say, because that is a waste of the blood, because it is a disregard to the blood that flows through you and what you are here to do in the codes in that blood that flows through you. For them, I'm speaking to them, not to the 144. You know what I'm talking about. This is a time to transcribe your spiritual transcript that is in your blood codes. You know what that is, and it's time to be responsible and accountable for what it is, regardless of where others are not. And so we're feeling a lot of the tug of war, the pull. A lot of us have been in things, but now it's like a new level of stepping out of that accessibility to your blood, to the codes in your blood, because believe it or not, when you are around, they extract from you. right? They extract, not that they mean to, and whether they mean to or not, this is not about that. I'm not here to debate that. This is not debatable. This is non-negotiable. This is the truth of the energy that comes through, right? And so a lot of us, hey Ed, how you doing? A lot of us have been embracing and taking a lot of the heat. A lot of us who are the true golden tickets in the family. Let me say this, if you didn't know it, if nobody didn't tell you, you are the golden ticket. You, the curse breakers. Know it and acknowledge it and say it even before them if you have to. Proclaim it. This is no longer the time to play small just because they don't get it, right? And they've been used to making you the scapegoat. Right? I talked about this in previous videos. I don't really do much of it on Facebook because that's just not where spirit been leading me to right about now. There's a lot of energetic vampiric stuff that's happening on Facebook. Why I don't really come on here as much. But it is a lot that they have put in to scapegoat you. What I'm speaking to those who have identified the patterns in their families, and you have become the victim, the villain. They have tried to victimize you and you have become the villain. But it is because you have come for such a time as this and you have recognized the patterns. You're a threat when you recognize the patterns. You're a threat when you dare to speak out against certain things that you expose in particular bloodlines. The energetic patterns, the energetic cults that are held in the bloodlines are parasitic entanglements, and this is what a lot of people's doom and gloom is about, and they see it not. But the energetic, the generational curse breakers, we are the ones who see it and seize it and break it right where we are. And when you break it, know that you break it for you. And even when you break it for you, it does loosen it up for them, and it also agitates them for the wounds that they choose not to look at. For the wounds that they choose not to look at, it is an adjutant to them. And these wounds are the demonic entities, all of that attaches to them, and they think they get away scotch-free, but they don't. But that's neither here nor there. We're not here to police them. And what a lot of them don't realize, this was their last chance. This is why y'all feeling exhausted right now. This was their last chance to take advantage of the generational curse breaking that you have been doing, because you have been doing the work. You have dared to find the patterns and dared to do something different, even when it looks weird to them. And the ones that vilify you and call you weird and call you this, it is because they don't want to do it themselves, and they're still in hiding because they have not gotten to know themselves. They don't have that level of whatever it is that you have, right? They don't have the bravery. They don't have the spiritual guts. And they're not willing to walk in that light. It's not that they can't do it. What did Yeshua say? The things I do, you can do in greater. And some of us are here doing that greater. But a lot of them are held in the bounds of their families, and it's up to those of us who are exposing these family dysfunctions, right? That are exposing the things in these families that need to be blown up on a big screen. And here's the thing, they think it's because you haven't gotten over some things. O ye of little faith. Oh, how my people perish for their lack of knowledge. You who have done the work, and you who oversee with your intuitive eye, you see all. You are with the all-seeing eye. You are working with your true AI technology. That is a divine wisdom in your soul that has been risen in the temples of your soul. You have been doing that. Do not worry, fret not thyself on what they don't see in you, because you know what is true. Continue to shed that light. It's not what they are not seeing. It's what you are being. And they benefit off of that, right? And they feel what I'm seeing a lot of in these families, and I've been hearing it a lot in different videos, like different people saying different things, and they have been attacking you. Let's be clear about that. Saturn sextile Pluto, let's have accountability for the revelations. What has been revealed to you? Have you recognized that you have been under attack in your bloodline? with these same families that you've been raised with, and they've been with smiles on their faces because they know it not, but they have been a part of the demiurge. They have been a part of the assimilation to keep you feeling less than, to keep you feeling like when you saw things that you were crazy, to keep you feeling like when you said something you were wrong, and they gaslighted you. Because of that parasitic entanglement, that principality that wrestles in the bloodline with them, that has them pinned down, and they want to pin you down. They want to keep you pinned down. Nothing personal. Understand, overstand, and understand that what I'm saying is nothing personal. This is principalities. This is spiritual warfare, that they don't see it. What I have seen in families is they're quick to talk about other families outside of them, right? They're quick to talk about what's going on outside of them, out there. Like, these are people that go to church, die hard, and claim they know about spiritual warfare until spiritual warfare knocks on their door. They don't realize how they themselves are tools advocating for the parasitic energy and the demonic wounds. Because whatever wounds that they don't exhume begins to consume. And it consumes their souls. And it has been. And you've been pointing it out. We've been pointing it out. We've been talking about it. Now, that's it. This, what you've been feeling now, is a revelation on a next level, that you pull away your life force energy. You no longer give your life force into those dead limbs. Because that's what it is. It's dead limbs. Like I literally just cut the limbs. The tree was showing it to me. You got to cut those limbs. And I'm not talking about cut them off, don't talk to them. I'm talking about cutting off your life force energy, the way you have been giving life to them. Whether you have verbally said it, whether you have sent it through your heart, your heartstrings that you've been attached, it's time for you to sever those attachments, those high hopes that you have for them getting it. It's a dead limb. This point that you've come through, why you feel so exhausted, is because you realize you've been beating a dead horse. Greetings. We have realized that you've been beating a dead horse. Cut that limb. No matter what you do, no matter what you say, your life force energy is not going to flow that way. Cut that dead limb. Stop giving your life force energy, so you are no longer accessible. That's where the energies have thrusted you to now. If you have truly shifted, quantum leaped into the next timeline, it feels different, because you are no longer allowed to send your energy that way. Whether you are consciously aware of it or not, there is something in you that is saying, I'm not able to do this anymore, and spirit will block you off. If you are truly doing the work and you're continuing and you are aligned with your true assignment, you are guarded in that. Spirit has put the walls around you. They will call you and not get you. You will try to send money to them and it will be blocked. Let me say that again. You will try to send money to them. You will attempt, let me not say try, because triers are for liars. You will attempt to send money to them and it will be blocked. For some reason, it won't be able to reach them. There's going to be some type of technical difficulty or whatever it is. They cannot receive from you. And you got to recognize that and no, don't do it. Don't try to keep pushing through. Recognize it and say, ooh, I'm not supposed to do this. That's the energy tapping you and saying, hey, see, the energy is being lenient with us right now. It's kind of leaning us into it. It's easing us into it right now. But there is going to be a harsh cutoff point. But right now it's easing us into it. So take the time to recognize when the energy is showing you, when spirit is showing you, hey, don't do that. If you're trying to send somebody something and it's not getting to them, stop. Stop. If you're trying to do something for one of them and it's not happening, stop. Do not enforce it. Do not push it. Do not try to find another way. Spirit is showing you, stop sending your life force energy into these dead limbs. Cut that limb. Cut it out. Ashe? Darn right. That's what I'm talking. I'm telling you. You are the legacy. Right? As I just see, I don't know if that's what I'm seeing, but I see L. You are the legacy. You The generational curse breakers, you are the prophecy. We are the prophecy, and they chose not to see the prophecy, and they know it not. Just like Yeshua said, you will deny me 3 times. You will deny me 3 times. Because when we're walking with that Christ consciousness, they cannot recognize it. They cannot see it. And they will continue to look at you as you are less than. Let them have that. Because now it's time to move. They'll feel it. They'll feel it. Because maybe who feels it knows it. Some people don't like to be told that the pot is hot. Some people like to put their hand on the burner and get burned over and over and over again. And still, thank you, tree. Tree is brushing over my crown. Some of them still, ooh, listen to the wind code. See how I just picked up when I said that? Let me say that again, okay? Some like to be burned. They want to touch the pot and get burned over and over and over and over again. And still will look at you with disgust and still be annoyed with you and even tell you that you probably jinxed them. Or as Jamaicans say, you goat mount me. They're going to say that you did it to them rather than seeing that they have refused to change their ways. They have refused when the divine has put you in front of them over and over and over again to prophesy and to give them an opportunity to see the legacy. You are the legacy. You who have broken the chains for you and your descendants that come after you in your direct lineage and bloodline have broken the chains. And now all that's left is what remains. And they have to do their best to deal with those scraps, because they wouldn't place themselves in a position where they can sit at the table with you. Let me just say that. And we got to see that in so many ways, and we got to take the beam out of our eye and out of our eye when we're pointing at other people and looking at other people's dysfunctions. Anything that I'm saying to anybody, I can say to myself. I can own. I can have humility, vulnerability for the part that I play in it, rather than hide it and behind some excuses and reasons for why I did what I did. It's not about why. It's about, do you have accountability for what you did? Do you see the truth in what you did? It's about raising those vibrations. So when we bring things to the light, like this light that's beaming on me now, when we bring things to the light, this is what they fail to realize. When we're bringing things up, right? Let me speak to the families that's on the opposite end as well as us. When we bring things up, it is not because we're looking for a healing. We have done our work and we're still doing our soul work way more than you can ever understand and know. It is for you to have an opportunity. Those broken families, those dysfunctional families, when things are brought up, is to give you the opportunity to find humility, to find accountability for you, not for me. You're not doing me no favor because I'm doing the soul work. So when things are brought up, a lot of times they make you the villain. And oh, why you got to bring this news down? Why you got to do this? Because it needs to be said. Because the truth of Revelation needs to be put on the table. This is why people don't like the book of Revelations. They don't like the revelations of truth to be put on the table. And right now we slamming them down like dominoes at a table. Pow! Pow! Here's the truth. Pow. Peace, love, and light. Leroy, it's been a while. Hey, Septep and Ra. It's been a while since and now it's time to like slam those dominoes down. Here's the truth. Not to be rude. The reason why it got to come as a slam, because they wouldn't take it as a whisper. They wouldn't adhere to it. They wouldn't listen. So now things that you do, the way you're going to move now, it's going to be like a slam. It's going to be like loud in the energy. They're going to feel it. Whether you come in blazing or not, the way that you are now going to cut off your life force energy and they don't have accessibility to you, not in the way they used to, it's going to sound like loud dominoes slamming on the table. Truth. And the revelation of truth has to happen so they can see themselves, so they can have an opportunity to check themselves, so they can act upon the reflection of the mirror, rather than so they can come out of deflection. I found myself saying that in one of the videos I was watching this week, and I was coming in to support one of our, like, let's say classmate colleagues, and some of you may know, or somebody may come across it, who just exposed a monster in their family, a pedophile, or let's just say that type of monster. And what I noticed in that is there was a lot of people like coming in to, like, you know, to feed. Like I saw a feeding frenzy. Like there was a true purpose in why she was doing it. And that's why I came through and supported. Spirit brought it across my timeline for a reason. I tapped in. I said, I'm going to be there to support this exposure, because it's time for exposure. Not to bring people down, not to rag on them, not to point and say, aha, but because it's time to allow these exposures to be the revelations of truth that need to be had. And for those who have been aiding and abating the lies, it's time for you to feel it through the exposure. Because whenever there's an exposure, demons get hurt, right? And when I say demons, I'm not talking to the people. I'm talking to the energy that is engulfed, the energy that is attached to these people, that is protecting the unhealed wounds of the perpetrator, and even protecting their own unhealed wounds. They are protecting themselves. Let me tell you, my light bodies, my 144, the reason why they cannot protect you, don't be mad at your family members. Don't hate them, right? The reason that they cannot protect you is because they're so busy protecting their own wounds. They are gatekeepers. They have become gatekeepers of the demonic energies, which are the unhealed wounds within themselves. So they can't see you. They can't see you behind a cloud of smoke of their unhealed wounds that they are protecting. And those that are protecting the predators. My thing is, when I watched this, my question was, do y'all see yourselves in some of this? There's a lot of people that I was saying, hey, don't get it twisted, because I had to sit in there and I could feel some of the dysfunction even in there. And I had to say something on what I was bearing witness to. And it was like, look, yeah, it's time for that person to get their consequences, but let's not get it twisted. Let's not get it twisted. Do not lose yourselves in and get lost in the deflections, because that's what everybody does. They get distracted in the deception of deflections. You're deceived and you're caught in deflecting. People use things like this to deflect from looking at themselves by looking at everybody else on the outside. That's why they have these distractions like Diddy's and R. Kelly's and all this stuff that come up. When these things come up in the public, everybody's attention goes to pointing at that. When things are publicly put out there, exposure, people start pointing out like this. And when they do that, they deflect. It gives them a chance to escape. Ashe? They deflect from looking at themselves. It's an escape opportunity. It's a what do you call it? What do you call them rooms? Like a escape latch. And they kind of slide out like, shoo. Let's talk about this. Ooh, you disgusting person. Ooh, you deserve this. Ooh, you deserve that. And you're so busy pointing on the outside. And one of the questions I wanted to say, because I heard a lot of people saying he deserved this, he deserved that. And then I wanted to say, then y'all could, it's easy for y'all to say this, but what if this person was your brother, your uncle, your nephew, your whatever? Are you going to still stand the ground? And I'm not saying it to take up for the person. I'm not saying that the family members should. Matter of fact, they downright wrong for aiding and abating and protecting this man and his dysfunctions. I'm talking about the family members. However, it is for us to see where it shows up inside of us. When these things come up, it's for us to say, now what would I do? Because we could talk a good game. Ooh, they're wrong. But if it was your brother, would you still say the same thing, or would you hide behind the titles of this is my brother and I'm going to go ride for him no matter what? And if that's the case, then you're a hypocrite, because you're casting out, you throwing stones at that person, you throwing stones at that family member. But when it comes to you stepping up for when something is wrong, you drop your stone. You don't want to throw no stones no more because you got to protect something of your own. And I say this because I've heard some people say, well, I'm going to, even when I heard I'm a ride or die for mine, my children, my whatever. And even when you say that, then really think twice, because if this was your son that had done this heinous act, are you still going to ride or die for yours? Or are you going to spare the rod, spoil the child? Are you going to stand under that law? Because a lot of people, they crumble. They fumble the ball when it comes to family because they feel like they got to protect something. Especially if who they're protecting carries wounds for them. Ooh. Let me say that again, because it's not even especially if. I'm going to tell you that is what it is. When they are protecting monsters and perpetrators, it is because that monster and that perpetrator is a scapegoat even for their wounds. I'm talking the motherhood wounds. So those mothers that protect their monstrous children that they have made monstrous because those children are operating through their wounds. Motherhood wounds, fatherhood wounds that they don't want to look at. And so they go hard and they protect those children. They don't like consequences because consequences for those children and exposure to those children means consequences for them and exposure for them. And they're still hiding from that. Right? How do you know? Let me see if I could see this one because I got the light in my eye right now too. How do you know? How do you now face your new with them, your newfound interpretation with them? How do you now face that? That's a good question. Now it's about standing in the truth. Now you got to face it and you got to stand 10 toes down and you got to speak on it and you got to authenticate the vibratory field. Now with this new interpretation of what you now know of them, you got to first work on you and erase those concepts that you thought you had. Oh, my family, they cared for me, they love me. No, they not. They preyed on you. Pray and pray. They preyed on you unknowingly, unconsciously. This is unconscious behavior because they know not themselves. So how can they know you? So now you look at it and now you see that they, my mother, my father, my auntie, uncle, all of they did not love you for the true light that you are. They did not support you to come and help break up the family dysfunction. They created a space where they could try to hide you in it. And as you came out of it, they started to attack you. Because now you're ruffling the feathers, you're shaking the waters. So now you have to see that, oh man, the people that I thought loved me, they were a part of the dysfunction to distract me, to keep me pinned down, to hold me back from my higher self. They came to be a part of the demiurge because they chose not to be a part of the great stewards of light. When they don't face their wounds and process it in the way that they are supposed to, not the way they want to. Let me say that again. The way they're supposed to, not the way they want to, for the people in the back. For the people that want to put it under the blood and put it under the pillow like it's a tooth that they just lost, waiting for the tooth fairy to come and get it. It don't go away. It doesn't go away. And those secrets that you think you could bury and carry to bury, it does not die with you. It lives on in your blood, in your children and your children's children, and they will suffer the consequences that you chose to escape. And that's what we're watching and witnessing right now. Like, I have to sit here and watch them go down the drain. I am no longer, I've exerted my last breath of energy to affirm and say anything. And even as I was saying it, I could feel the persecution. A lot of it, that's another thing. A lot of us are here to overcome the spirit of persecution. And those family members were here to carry out that persecution spirit over you. That's the interpretation we got to look at now. They were here to carry out the persecution spirit over you. that every time you got up and tried to stand yourself firm, they beat you back down. Persecution, persecution, persecution. Because you've come a long way. You've traveled a long way. You are old soul. You've traveled. You've been here many times. This not your first get up. This not your first go round. And you know this, man. And you know this. We know this. This is not your first hoorah on earth. You've been persecuted before, over and over again, and they're here to reenact that, to keep you bound in fear so that you don't overcome it. Fear not the persecution. They persecuted Yeshua, they're going to persecute you too, and they still persecuting him because they put everything under his blood, using him for the wrong purposes, rather than doing their own soul work. Rather than facing their own disgusting ways, rather than facing their own wounds. We got to call it like it is. So yes, when you get the interpretation, it's now time to first change your thoughts in your mind. Stop thinking that they're here for you and they wanted the best for you. They wanted the best for themselves, demonically so, because they can only work. You are only as strong as your weakest link. And if your weakest link is an unhealed wound that you chose to bury and not look at under the false disguise of giving it to God and underneath a pillow, underneath the blood, then you did not do your work. You did not remove that unhealed wound, and it is still lodged in your pain body. And this is how people get wounds. This is how people's bodies are telling the time. Look at what's happening in people's bodies. Their bodies are telling the time of the wounds that they held in the dimensions of their mind. Dimensions. And they begin to develop dementia. These are the people that develop these things. Dementia. I'm sitting here watching it happen at a very slow pace, and it's even speeding up, turning into Alzheimer's, because they've played with their mind and chose to neglect the tales of time. So there's a lot more that I want to speak on about it, because there's so much that we've been fought with. Like, y'all gotta know, my 144, y'all gotta know we've been under attack, and it's been with smiles in their faces, and they don't know. So it's time for you gotta know. You gotta know where they show up at. You gotta know the spaces that they in, and then you gotta call it out. You gotta cancel it, whatever it is. Do not co-sign to any of it. Do not smile quietly just because they don't know any better. You gotta be willing to expose. It is time to flip tables. And I don't mean going out being aggressive. I mean being assertive in your spirit, in the truth, in the revelations that you behold. And do not be afraid to flip the tables of time. Flip those lies and expose it to the light of truth. Whether they like it or not, whether they're comfortable with it or not. And be willing to be uncomfortable. Be willing to be the villain. Be willing to accept when spirit is moving you and they don't have access to you and you can't help them the way that you want to. Cut those dead limbs means stop sending your pure life force energy into those dead limbs. Right, Bird? It no longer serves. I can't say it no other way. There's more on that. If I feel like sharing it on Facebook, I will. I don't know. It's just what's been coming to mind, because I've been seeing a lot of that. And a lot of you got to think twice about where you pointing the fingers. All this gossiping, that feeding. I just saw nothing but gossip. People was coming out. Oh, I knew he was this. Oh, I knew he was that. What else do you know? What do you know about you? What do you know about the dysfunctions in your family? What have you co-signed to? A monster like that, or maybe less or worse? We don't know. But you're not that much better if all you could do is come in and gossip about it. True exposure means you're willing to utilize this reflection window of truth to see you, to see the dysfunctions in you. And just like you could look at this man and his dysfunctional family that protected him, look at the dysfunctions in your family. Can you acknowledge that? Can you see it? Can you call it out? And can you see where even you may have benefited from some of these functions at some point in time before you got to knowing what you now know. Can you be vulnerable enough to admit, to humbleize your ego, to see that you would maybe do just like this person's family and protect the bullshit? If you step outside of the victim mentality for a moment and not be the victim or sit on the side of the victim, just to look at what you would do on the other side, be honest with yourself, because that's what the reflection is showing you. It's showing you parts of you that you're not aware of because you're so busy pointing at somebody on the outside. You're so busy deflecting and projecting and reveling in it because, ooh, nobody can't see you and you're ugly. We see you. The divine energy see you. Right? What do you know about the dysfunctions in your family of consequences? Yep. Or of consciousness, sorry. And what is it to thee? Ashe, that part. What is it to thee? What is it to you? What do you know that is happening in your family? Can you stand on the outside now and look in and look at the dysfunctions and say, that shouldn't be there? And how wrong are you for being quiet and acquiescing to these dysfunctions? Can you see that in you? I'm saying this because we in this moment where we got to look around and see where we got to take the beam out of our eye. Take the beam out your eye that got you only looking at somebody else and really look at you. Yes, they may be wrong for what they're doing, but don't just harp on that dysfunctionally, adding more to dysfunction. People and families that like to talk about what the other one is, no, that's being judgmental. Those of us who are the curse breakers, we are using our discernment. That's the difference. But they're going to villainize you and they're going to tell you that you're judging them. They're going to try to make you feel bad, especially the churchgoers. Oh, God said don't judge. Oh, no. God said use the spirit of discernment. And discernment is good judgment. And through discernment and good judgment. And how do you know the difference? Because I don't have these other conditions on my heart. I don't have what you have. Things not, oh, that's ugly. That's, oh, I'm judging you because it doesn't feel right to me. No, it's the discernment that spirit is highlighting, and I see and know truth. So with discernment, I cannot engage in that with you. I can't demon dance with you. I can't dance with your unhealed wounds with you. Ashe? That is the discernment. Judgment would be me standing on the outside going, look at him. Ugh, disgusting. I'm never going to be around you. No, that's not what this is. There's a difference. Don't confuse it. Don't twist it. Why must you pervert the ways? Don't twist it. But that's what they're going to do anyway. They're going to twist what you're saying and call you the villain. And call you judgmental because they got to project their judgmental ways on you. They are being within judgment of you because they don't have that clear conscience on their heart. They don't have the heart expansion that brings them the peace that surpasses all understanding, that allows them to have humility to look at their wounds. They can't look at their wounds, so therefore they have to deflect, and then they become judgers, and they have to judge you. Judge not, lest you judge yourself. Discern not, lest you discern yourself. If you cannot discern within you, you cannot be a true judgment of what is in front of you. You cannot truly discern. You can only speculate, and you can only sit in condemnation and judgment. Bad judgment. And that's what they have for you. They're judging you because their hearts aren't clean and because they lack that understanding, that understanding of the divine will and the divine plan. And they can only see what through the eyes and the scope of what they want and what they want to do. Time for exposure, and respect the exposures of others. Support those when you see others exposing monsters like that. and know the difference when people are wounded. They mistake your sharing with them for a wound. Like, that's the thing that I get. They mistake your sharing with them for weakness, you know, like they want to look down at you. I be feeling all of that. They look down. Oh, let's just let her talk. Let's let her get it off her chest, because clearly she's not over it. No, quite the contrary. It's you that have not even gotten into it to understand what getting over is. You have not had any type of insight and accountability as to what is going on. You don't even have a clue. You don't have a clue. They walking around clueless to the truth. Right? And this is not to rag on them. This is to stand in the truth of what we know. I'm saying this to my 144. You got to know it. Because they going to make you feel like, and at this point, we don't even care. That's what we feel. And don't feel bad about it. Don't feel bad about the cutoff game, the inaccessibility and all. Don't feel bad about it. It is what it is. You served your time. You've done your time. And now it's for you to just sit back and let them have it. By the time they come see you, remember, they don't respect you. They don't know how to respect you, but they're going to say that they do. Oh, I respect you to be spiritual. Like, that's what they be telling. Oh, I respect you to be spiritual. First of all, I don't need your validation. Why the heck? And I'm not being rude or mean, but this is real talk. They think we need a validation because they still looking for validation for others. I don't need your validation. I don't need your permission. I need nothing. There's nothing you can do. This is what we got to tell them, y'all. There's nothing you can do for me. I'm the one breaking the spells. I'm the one breaking the generational curses. What can you do for me when you're entrapped by it? There's nothing you can do for me. I am breaking that. You need something from me. But only when you can know that. I'm not saying it to say, hey, come get something from, because I'm not, like I said, you're not finna vampire off of me. If you don't, if you're not coming with energetic reciprocity, if I don't get a deposit of reciprocity first, I'm not giving you ish. I'm just gonna give you a nice smile and a head nod. You got to come to me with some type of energetic reciprocity that shows a respect for receptivity, the divine feminine energy that respects the masculine creativity, divine masculine energy, creative activity behind the instructions of receptivity. I know that may go over some people's heads, but it is what it is. And if they don't come with that, if they don't come with a deposit of reciprocity, my chosen ones, my 144, leave it alone. Do not try to be the superhero. Do not try to the winds. Let the winds tell you. Leave them alone if there's no energetic reciprocity. If they don't deposit some type of reciprocity with you, whether it be monetarily or energetically. Because people only respect what they deposit, where they place their deposits. Let them put a deposit in your account first. This is how it has to be from this time forward. Ashe, there is no other way. So, if I feel like sharing more, I will on Facebook, but I'm always here for Tubies, my YouTubers. So with that said, this was nice to double live and double fiving with you all. Thank you, my birds. See, the birds are pick up the call. Pick up that phone up on the request line. And now I'm seeing 33. Those are my numbers. 33. Creative completion. That's what's happening. Look for things that come in threes, because it's a creative completion. It is a portal. It's the first main dimensional portal of the 369. The 3 is the first one. Step through that first door, creative completion. And let it take you to the 6, receptive completion. So it could take you to the 9, spiritual completion. 369. Those who know it know what I'm talking about. And it works every time, because it works if you work it. All words and the wills of the divine. Ashe? Right? Don't they sound beautiful? Boop, 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 boop. They just blazing up my little sunset right now. So 144, it's that time. If you're feeling exhausted, get some rest and take yourself out of it. Cut those dead limbs. Cut those tree limbs. Again, it doesn't mean you can't see them. Just cut how you're giving, how you're sharing your life force energy. Know that it is exposure time. Those of you that are out there feeding on the gossip and frenzy, watch what you are gossiping about. Watch where you are, whatever you're talking about out there, and justifying it because, oh, they deserve it. But what do you deserve? What does your family deserve? Have you found what deservances run through your family? Take the beam out your eye. Take a reflection. Take an introspection through the reflections that you see. What is it to thee? As is, and so it is, and so it shall be. Peace, love, and light. Ashe, ashe, yo. Peace, love, and light. Thank you for passing through. Happy Saturn sextile Pluto to you and you and you. Get you some accountability for the revelations. I'm going to do another live later, maybe tonight with TikTok, and I may line that up with y'all so we can go a little deeper into the bloodline. So we'll be talking about that. Peace, love, and light.